plate appearance resulted in a swinging strikeout. Joe Lampe on first after fielder's choice, high and inside for ball one.
Yeah, Cohen's got great velocity on that fastball. He can run it up there. 12 runs, 13 hits for the Kettleers tonight. Braves 3 runs on 5 hits. Just pitching has not showed up when you needed it most here in this postseason.
Our stream got cut out. Oh, did it? So I had to start a new one. So if you just want to tell everyone, like, welcome back, sorry.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, introduce a second.
Welcome back, folks, to a new stream. We had some technical difficulties, and we apologize about that. 3-0 to Ben Huber. Here at Doran Park, 12-3. The Braves trail by 9 in game 1, and they need one heck of a comeback if they want to go to Lowell Park with a chance to finish out the first round. 3-0. Huber 1 for 2 on the day. His at-bat is not over. 3-1. Harrison Cohen from George Washington taking over for Quinn Matthews, who had quite a day, only allowing 5 hits in 5 innings pitched. 3-1. Now full count. The crowd has stayed strong here. But Cotuit, most certainly the loudest side in this West Division matchup. Full count for Cohen. Fouled off. Lampe still at first. Only 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Nothing really to lose here for the Braves, down by 9. It all started back in the top of the 2nd, where Cotuit scored 3 off of a home run, a 2-run shot. Chopper to first over the head of Martorella. Joe Lampe moving towards third, and he gets there safely. Men on first and third after another base knock from Ben Huber.
Well, Ben Huber bringing the lumber today. He's been hitting the ball well, and Braves with another chance to threaten and score. For Hunter Jump, whose bat has been a bit quiet, but looking to get it going here in a big situation.
Well, no time better. He is now 1 for 20 since joining just a week ago. Donlin coming out from behind the plate, showing signs in a first and third situation. Only 1 out, and Cohen now has to deal from the stretch once again. An off-speed pitch for strike 1. Hunter Jump transferring to the University of Kentucky from Arizona State. His former teammate, Joe Lampe, at third. Hard hit up the middle. It gets by Cohen. The throw, he's not safe at first, but he scores. Joe Lampe 12-4. The Braves add 1 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, good job there by Hunter Jump. Puts it in play. Kind of an awkward ground ball that went past Cohen. And Ritter made a nice play on it, and Jump gets the RBI. The ground out, and the second goes Huber. So the Braves cut into that deficit, now 8.
Colby Thomas steps in. Huber on second. 2 outs. You never know what can happen. An 8-run deficit. Cotuit, though, it's hard to compete with 12 runs, a swing and a miss. One and one outside for Colby, who got on base with an error by Connor Trice at third. A wayward throw and popped out in foul territory in his last appearance. Huber having a nice night. Two hits on the evening. Fastball upstairs, 2-1. As we mentioned, Brewster one step closer to reappearing in the championship series. Their 2-0 victory over the Harwich Mariners, again just showing how impressive they are and how impressive their bullpen is. 2-1. A late swing and a miss, 2-2 for the Mercer Bear.
Now, yeah, back to your comments about Brewster. How about that pitching staff? I think Bourne, obviously, they were, boy, were they loaded at the beginning of the season with their pitchers. Obviously, have lost a lot along the way, just part of it.
Swing and a miss. Colby Thomas goes down, and Cohen picking up right where Quinn Matthews left off. The Braves had one, though. It's 12-4 in Game 1 of the West Division playoffs.
Visit your local
Hector Alejandro back on the mound for the Braves, top of the 7th inning. Reeves Jackson joined by Nick Galley.
Yeah, that's who I am. Thank you, Reeves. Appreciate it.
I'm glad you still remember. My new roommate.
Yeah, that sucks for me.
Sucks for me too. Trust me, I didn't want it as much as you did.
It's honestly terrible.
This one is blooped into shallow center. Out goes Schobel. That one's going to drop. A leadoff single here for Nathan Martorella. You want to talk about having a day. Now a home run, a double, and a single. Martorella, a triple shy of the cycle, 3 for 4.
Speaking of terrible, this game, not been fun to watch.
Not been fun to watch at all. Well, quite opposite of what we thought in the last game of the season. Nick and I were in agreement that it was arguably and probably the most important game of the Bourne Braves regular season, in which Bourne clobbered Cotuit 13-1. And we thought that would give the Braves momentum here into the series. Now, don't get us wrong. This series is not over at all. We have Austin Parsley, who's likely getting the ball tomorrow, followed by maybe Ben Etheridge. Don't be surprised to see Zach Agnos out of the bullpen, someone who was effective at Hyannis Tuesday. But obviously not the way you want to start when you have home field advantage as the 1 seed.
You know, I don't think this series is over by any means. You know, I don't care what team it is. You don't down them out. Series is definitely in a pretty rancid spot, though, I would say, if you're the Braves. You know, this was a must-win game, and if you lose a heartbreaker, that hurts, yeah. But 12-4 right now in the top of the 7th, I think that's pretty demoralizing, and it's just hit after hit after hit after hit.
Another base hit, Matthew Suggs, who adds his second hit of the night, a single to center field. For the left fielder who had a home run earlier.
My pen's going to run out of ink.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
that's how tonight's gone.
It's bad. It's really bad. And it hits me. I'm going to have to go home tonight sad, upset, and you're going to be in my living room.
Yeah, we're both going to be sad.
I mean,
oh,
it's
that's
terrible.
just, I know.
It's disgusting.
I don't want to go home to that.
I mean, it's a double whammy.
As Matt Donlin steps up to the plate for the Kettleers, Donlin is 1 for 3, a fly out, a pop out, and a single and a run scored tonight. Cotuit 12, Bourne 4. Donlin squares around
you
the bunt.
see, why? Why? I mean, it's 12-4. There's no outs in the inning.
Nick, are you a old school, don't bunt if you're up by 8 runs?
I mean, yeah, why? Why are you? Like, give me one good reason why. What do you need to advance the runners?
I'm always a personal belief of a game isn't over until it's over. So I don't mind it.
I don't think a game is over till it's over. I think bunting with no outs,
But
guys on first and second in the top of the 7th when you're up 8 probably isn't the best thing to do.
Donlin gets it down, fielded by Alejandro. Now he bobbles it. He'll have to play it first with a slow running catcher over to Knapczyk. Score that put out 1-4. But it does the job. Runners at second and third for the Kettleers and 1 away.
Congrats. I mean, if you had the Kets minus 9.5, you're looking real good. I mean,
Hey, I will say, second and third, it does the job.
it does the job. I'm just,
I'm a fan of
8-run game.
I'm a fan of don't take your foot off the gas pedal.
Say-
As an Atlanta sports fan, I know that definition.
Well,
to
yeah,
the-
you
to
should.
the,
You should know
to the
that
T.
definition.
As here is Jace Grady, a switch hitter for the Kettleers who loses the bat. It was interesting. Obviously, Jace Grady got to see him bat righty against Michael Sansone and now turns it over to the left side. Did not know Jace Grady was a switch hitter until this game. He hadn't seen a left-hander on the Braves this year, but Jace, who obviously a little more comfortable from the left-handed side than the right-handed side. At least that's what we have to guess.
You're very surprising coming into this game, too. Cotuit, not really a team that hits lefties well.
No.
And they jumped right on Michael Sansone.
Yeah, they sure did. Well, Sansone, at least, I don't know what you saw, Nick, over there. A few feet, I guess.
What do you not know?
I was going to say a window over, but I don't. There's no window out here. You know what, Nick?
You are a mess. I mean, you are a mess. Fun fact about Reeves Jackson, everyone. His alarm clock in the morning is actually his Kane Wallace walk-off call. Which was actually a Kobe Thomas home run, but he said Kane Wallace.
You know what?
Don't
Nick,
you remember that?
That's funny because
just relive it every
I
morning.
actually haven't slept a night.
Yeah,
at your place.
I know. Reeves is gone every night. It's ridiculous. It's like a cheating husband out here. I mean, my goodness, Reeves.
Nick, these accusations are out of control.
No, you were just, getting in the Cape experience.
This one lifted high and
God,
deep, right center field. Lampy back, looking up. That's a 3-run homer for Jace Grady.
No, see, it's good they bunted, though. I mean, now you had the guys in scoring position.
And any last bit of hope the Bourne Braves had is now crushed in an 11-run game.
Now, here's my analysis. You don't get that bunt down, right? And you have 2 of your guys, they got to run 90 more feet.
It's a problem.
So, unbelievable call to get the bunt down to save your guys 90 feet on the base paths there. Or to at least delay it, I should say.
Harvey Shapiro is out of the dugout, and he will make the call. Alejandro out of the game. And, well, you can just mark that one down, a rough outing for Hector Alejandro. We'll take a quick break. We'll rejoin you here in the top of the 7th inning. It is all Cotuit. It's 15-4.
Reeves Jackson alongside Nick Galley, top of the 7th. Garrett Coe taking the mound now for the Bourne Braves.
Is there a strategic move in?
This was not Reeves Jackson, actually. It was Nick Galley. It was my Reeves Jackson impersonation. Still working on it a little bit, but I think it was decent.
Nick Galley with Reeves Jackson.
Yeah, all right. All right, buddy. All right.
Yes, that was a good impersonation.
No, yeah, it was.
That was a good impersonation.
You know it was.
Even though I hate you.
No, wow.
Just kidding, Nick.
Reeves.
Love you. Love me some Nick Galley. Garrett
Yeah.
Coe takes over for the Bourne Braves here. Well, Game Live having a little bit of trouble, I think. Mr. Bob in there is doing some editing to it. If I assume. I don't know why
I
it
would
would
imagine.
be working. That's probably why. We'll get the final line on Mr. Alejandro when we get that. I know Nick has to tweet that out, but it might have to wait for the moment.
I
Nick.
got to tweet that out, man.
Well, you better go tell Mr. Bob in there.
He's
Who
definitely
is-
working on my
Who
laptop.
threw an incredible strike on one
Oh.
bounce on the first pitch of the game.
I didn't know he was a southpaw.
I did not know he was a southpaw either, as that one ripped into right field by Figueroa.
Dear God, please. I mean, oh, dear.
As Garrett Coe from Yukon of Lakeside, Connecticut. So back-to-back Connecticut pitchers. Coe, a bit taller, a bit bigger frame, 6'6", 255 pounds. Well, the Bourne Braves did not pick a good game to play their worst game of baseball in 2021.
No.
15 runs, 17 hits, and this one is
Oh,
skied
my.
into center. Lampy going back. He's at the warning track. He's going to make the catch as Figueroa tags up to second. He'll be in there standing up. Ryan Ritter just missed a 2-run homer of his own. And, well, I think this is really goes to show you that well, Cape League hitters are no joke. Obviously, these are each of these guys' first appearances.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys can come at you in a hurry.
I mean, yeah, I think we've learned that tonight. It's pretty evident, I'd say. Has not been a easy game for the Bourne Braves.
Here's EBJ, Eric Brown. Takes one outside, 1-0.
Some enthusiastic Braves fans still here, though, sounds
Yeah.
like.
Sure are. One and 0. And a changeup that finds its way in for a strike there from Garrett Coe. 1-1 the count. Eric Brown has been seeing the ball extremely well tonight. And you piece it together by each inning. Cotuit scored 3 in the second, 4 in the third, 5 in the sixth, and 3 here in the 7th inning on the Jace Grady 3-run homer. What has been big inning after big inning after big inning, and then you could even say it again for Cotuit, who has put up 4 crooked numbers on the scoreboard in 4 different frames. Other than that, they've been scoreless in 3. And for the Braves, they scored 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 1 in the sixth. They have 4 runs on 6 hits, a very modest day at the plate, and just the opposite for the Kettleers.
Yeah, I mean, for a second you thought they were going to come back, and no. I mean, that did not happen. 7-3 game. You got a couple guys on with 1 out. That was huge. You know.
Yeah.
2 pop-ups, 1 by Kobe Thomas, 1 by Burns. Cotuit's out of the inning. You had to jump on that opportunity, and unfortunately for the Braves, they weren't able to. And now it's 15-4 in the top of the 7th.
2-2 here from Coe. Fastball and rings up Eric Brown, who didn't like the call on the outside half. Mickey Garcia rings him up. And that'll do it for the Kettleers in their half of the 7th. 3 runs on the big Jace Grady 3-run homer. It is all Kettleers here tonight in Game 1 of the Western Division Finals. It's 15-4. Logan Jarvis leads things off here for the Bourne Braves in the bottom of the 7th inning. Daniel, I'm going to need to retrieve my scorebook. I'll have you take over here in just a minute. There's Jarvis with a 1-strike count here against Harrison Cohen.
Will you be there tomorrow? Okay, I'll see you then.
This one chopped over to first here by Jarvis. Glove there by Martorelli. Touches the bag for out number 1.
Yeah, Jarvis getting his first look here today. Doesn't succeed, but a lackluster performance, 15-4. The Braves trail by 11, and the Cotuit Kettleers just does not seem like they can stop from producing runs and producing hits. 17 hits to the Braves 11. 11-run deficit.
This one out in front of the plate. Donlin Fields has to hurry and throws it down the line. Christian Knapchak is going to be on his way to second. And the Braves get a gift there from Matt Donlin, and now have a runner in scoring position with 1 away.
Parents, please keep kids out of the construction site and off of the sand piles. Thank you.
Our daily reminder from Will Henschel to keep kids off of the dirt piles on the right-hand side. It is 15-4, and
From Kansas State University,
here comes Nick Goodwin. I mean,
Nick Goodwin.
and Reeves, there is a chance that after this game, we could be at Doran Park as a team for the final time. That is a very real possibility, especially after an 11-run deficit here today. Of course, the Braves will come out tomorrow with everything that they got. This game just seems a bit too out of reach at the moment, but this could be the final time that we're up in the booth as broadcasters at home.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing to think about. It really is. 1-1 the count here to the pinch hitter for the Braves. That is Nick Goodwin. Pinch hitting here for Max Anderson in the 7th inning. 1-1, and Goodwin takes a strike on a slider there from Cohen, 1-2. It was cool. I had Steve Peralt just come up to us, and I don't know if you heard a little bit of whispering. We were telling him thanks for coming out, and gave us some super nice compliments as Goodwin skies us one shallow center. Jace Grady comes in. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. But tomorrow we hope to have Steve Peralt on for an inning on the broadcast to ask him some questions,
The catcher from the University of Louisville, number 20.
as he will be at Game 2 of the playoff series tomorrow between the Kettleers and the Bourne Braves. Steve Peralt threw out the first pitch tonight. He is a co-host with Jared Carabas on the Section 10 podcast, part of Barstool Sports. Also does work for Bleacher Report and their baseball side of things. And this first pitch, was just a little high here today as Rushing chases a changeup.
He went all the way from
he did.
the mound, and we even had our own scorer, Bob, go out there and throw a first pitch as well.
Sure did.
Cotuit Kettleer fans making the most out of their trip here to Doran Park. A big swing from Rushing. But as you look up and down this lineup in the performance here today, strikeout after strikeout after strikeouts have been the name of the game, Reeves. Look at it's just K's all over the place on the scoreboard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 strikeouts. I mean,
yeah, it's not going to help you win baseball games. There's 1 and 2 to Rushing. Dalton skies this
1-2.
mile high. Daniel, get ready. Get ready. Actually a catch. Wow. It hit the screen, and that's unfortunate there for Matt Donlin, who made an incredible effort, made the catch, but it hit the screen first, so that's a foul ball. Daniel, I thought that one was honestly coming to us.
I thought we were going to get it. I was getting ready with both of my hands.
Incredible effort by Donlin nonetheless. 1-2 the count. One-two rushing, crushes that one. Well, foul into the trees.
Oh my goodness.
That ball was murdered.
That was a bomb. Straighten that one out, and it's probably getting out center field.
Yeah, without a doubt. One-two here from Cohen and rushing. That one's going to get through a base hit into right center field. Knapcheck will turn from third and head home rushing. Scores his Louisville teammate with an RBI single.
Well, the offense has been here. That's the 8th hit of the day. Dalton rushing, looking for some momentum moving into tomorrow at Lowell Park. Tanner Schobel stepping in. Really, it was just the start from Quinn Matthews that really silenced the offense. Looks like there's some sort of...
Dalton rushing, who was quivering over there in pain for a minute at first, not sure exactly why, says he's good. As here's Tanner Schobel with 2 down. Braves trailing by 10. It's 15-5. Well, nonetheless, I should say if nothing less, excuse me. It's late here, too. Schobel takes that one up and in. Almost 9 o'clock. I guess not too late. But if nothing else, Daniel, we talked about this in the Wareham game. And how much did this ring true? When the Braves were down 10-0, they got that 3-run homer from Max Anderson. The Braves put Goodwood on the bat the rest of that game, and it gave them momentum to beat the Kettleers by 11 runs. I should say by 12 runs, as Tanner Schobel flies out to right field, and that will end the Braves half of the 7th inning. As we join you back up here in the Braves broadcast booth, Reeves Jackson along with you. Calvin, we'll send it down to you here at the end of the 7th inning. Obviously, with the playoffs beginning today, we saw the Brewster Whitecaps defeat the Harwich Mariners 2-0. And obviously, the Bourne Braves trailing in this one 15-5. But break down the rest of the playoffs for us and what we can expect to see in a potential championship matchup, maybe even on the horizon.
It obviously hasn't been the best start to the Braves' 2021 postseason run. But let's look back at the Bravos' history in the playoffs, playing in the semifinal round for the 14th time in team history, but a losing record, just 4-9 all-time here in the semifinal round. And this is actually the 7th time the Braves and the Kettleers are matching up in the postseason. The Braves ahead of that series 4-2. So the Braves still with hope that they can come out with the series win against Cotuit. It's going to take a lot of effort tomorrow when they're at Lowell Park in front of a packed house. But if any team can do it, it's this Braves roster who won the President's Trophy this year, winning the regular season for the 7th time under Coach Harvey Shapiro and the 8th time in team history. So it's going to take a lot for the Braves, but if any team can do it, it's these guys, and that playoff run restarts tomorrow at Lowell Park. Back to you, Daniel.
Reeves Jackson, Daniel Coates, top of the 8th inning. Calvin, great report down there, as always. As Garrett Coe back on the mound here against Noah Bridges. Well, if nothing else about this game, if the Braves don't come back and win, obviously 10-run deficit going to be hard to do. And obviously we hope the Braves win tomorrow, but in case their season does come to an end tomorrow, if they don't end up pulling this one out, as Bridges swings and misses, very well could have been our last sideline hit down to Calvin Cristoforo here at home. Obviously, we don't do that on the road, just being audio only. So if that doesn't come to fruition and we don't have any more home games at Bourne Park, just want to let Calvin know the fantastic job that he did this season down on the sideline here at Bourne Park with some awesome hits. He's had a lot of fun with the players, Zach Agnos, Christian Knapczyk, Josh Moylan. The rain delay talks have been a hit among the fans here. So, Calvin, everyone loves you. Did a great job here this season. And hopefully we're back again here on Sunday and doing some more. That's all we have to say about that.
And hopefully if we're back on Sunday, we can be back earlier on in the week.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. On Monday.
We could potentially have 3 more home games.
Yeah, exactly. If we go to 3 here, as nice pitch by Coach, strikes out Bridges. He's looking one away. And then if we win that game 3 and go to 3 games in the championship in which Bourne has the #1 overall seed in this postseason. Here's Brett Roberts. He had a double that was early on in this game. That was back in the 2nd inning, in which the ball sailed maybe 25 feet over the fence, but that was a interesting moment early on in this game, in which Mike Roberts was heated. I'm surprised he didn't get ejected.
So am I. I thought he might have strategically wanted to get ejected, get his guys
fire
fired
the
up.
team up, yeah.
Or even when Harvey Shapiro came out to
Second
argue
base,
the throw down to second from Peter Burns.
Pitch misses downstairs, 1-2 the count. One-two here from Coda. Roberts, swing and a miss. How about that changeup? That retires the Kettleers 6-hole hitter and Roberts, 2 away.
Now batting, the first baseman from Calvert.
As Martorella steps in.
Nathan Martorella.
An incredible season for Harvey Shapiro, as we all know, leading this Bourne Braves team to a record of 24-9-3, the best record in the CCBL in 2021, and I think all of that came to a head today when Harvey Shapiro took home Manager of the Year. No more deserving for someone who means so much to these players and with a little bit of tough loving as well. As Martorella sends this one to left field, and on the run, a nice running catch by Hunter. Jump in left field. That'll do it for the Kettleers on the top of the 8th. We'll head to the bottom half. It's 15-5.
Costello.
Lucas Costello pinch hitting for Joe Lampe. Bottom of the 8th, Braves will have 2 more opportunities at the dish against Harrison Cohen once again. 15 runs, 17 hits, 1 error. That was on Matt Donlin for the Kettleers. The Braves, 5 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. I was bringing up a point an inning ago, Daniel. We talked about how against the Wareham game when the Braves were trailing 10-0, at least get some momentum for the bats moving forward into the next game. Obviously, that next game was a huge game against the Kettleers. That was a Sunday to Monday earlier in the week. The Braves put up 13 against Cotuit, so if nothing else, you're down by 10 runs right now, just as the Braves were against Wareham. Let's see some positive at-bats. Let's see some guys get on base. We saw the Braves score another run last half inning. Knapcheck got on base, and Dalton Rushing scored him. So if nothing else, put together positive ABs, forget about today, and when you move on to tomorrow, well, it's a brand new day, brand new game, and you win tomorrow, you set up a Game 3 and a winner-take-all on Sunday. That's the way you got to be looking at things if you're Bourne. Build some positive momentum heading into tomorrow.
And I would rather be coming back to Bourne, obviously, with winning the last game and then winning Game 2.
Yes,
with the
but rather
momentum
than
on your
losing.
side.
Rather than losing. You're so right about that. That's such a good point.
But as the pattern holds, we should be expecting a blowout tomorrow at Cotuit.
Yeah, right? Seriously.
It's just how this one
And for what it's worth, obviously, we're the broadcasters for Bourne, biased and cheer for Bourne. But for what it's worth, unbiasedly, I truly think the Braves get it done tomorrow. I really do. Austin Parsley, Ben Etheridge. We were talking to Calvin in between innings. He was up here, and he said maybe Jake Bennett, who lines up as your Game 3 starter, but your backs are against the wall. You got to throw whoever. As Costello goes down on strikes.
Yeah, another tough outing for Costello, and here comes a pinch hitter. Looks like maybe Zach Agnos, who actually was out in the pen today after his 2/3 inning at Hyannis at McKeon Park. That was on Wednesday, or I should say Tuesday evening.
Yeah, at Hyannis, and he was excellent, wasn't he? 92, 93, 94 on the fastball. That was fun to watch from Zach. One down as Cohen deals. Well, the Braves obviously using the guys they haven't used in Alejandro and Garrett Coe. They used Sansone and Colchadoba before going to Alejandro. So, at the very least, mostly everyone in the Bourne Braves bullpen is ready to go tomorrow. You look at the rest of the guys they could throw, obviously, starting Austin Parsley. Out of the bullpen, you have Ben Etheridge, who I would imagine is first out of the pen tomorrow. Those guys are so often paired together as Agnos goes around. Didn't think he went, but nonetheless, 1-2 the count. Who else do you have in the bullpen? Well, you have Ken Turner. You have Josh Eknes. You still have, don't forget this name. How about this name? Matt Jasek. That's a big name who could maybe get the ball on Sunday after Jake Bennett. In a perfect world, you line up Parsley, Etheridge tomorrow. Maybe Xavier Lovett. Also have X down there in the bullpen. The Braves still have plenty of guys that could throw tomorrow and Sunday.
I would even think.
And Zach Agnos.
I would even think maybe Bennett in relief of Jasek if
Okay.
it came to that, because
I like that.
Jasek had such an impressive outing against Cotuit.
Against Cotuit. He pitched against him. He dominated them. So why not go Jasek?
Could be just some mind games.
Maybe even Jasek out of relief tomorrow. Never know. You just got to do whatever you need to do to win. Whatever gives you the best chance. Agnos goes down. And Zach strikes out 2 outs in the inning. And that'll bring up Hunter Jump. Cohen approaching 50 pitches here in this relief outing. After the starter in tonight's game
29, Hunter Jump.
in the likes of Quinn Matthews. Boy, was he good, wasn't he? Hunter Jump with his second Braves hit of the season, a base hit into left field.
Good to see that from Hunter.
Yeah,
Jump.
positive things from Jump. That's what you want to see heading into tomorrow. As we take a look
Now batting, the right fielder from
at
Mercer
Quinn
County,
Matthews.
Missouri,
Final line on Quinn tonight. 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs. Only one of those was earned. 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. How about that? Cohen 2 1/3 innings out of relief thus far. I should say 2 2/3 now. After the strikeout of Zach Agnos, here's Colby Thomas with 2 away. So Brewster and Harwich will battle it out. Tomorrow's first pitch is at 5:30 in Harwich, earlier than usual. Don't forget, everyone at home, tomorrow will be an early start in Cotuit. We'll be on the air at 3:30 for Before the Bravos for a 4 p.m. first pitch. Obviously, with no lights in Cotuit, that game having to get underway early. So we talked about 4:30 being a Sunday or being a matinee day game in Cotuit the last time we were there. Tomorrow will be a true matinee, 4 p.m. first pitch as Thomas goes down looking and Cohen strikes out the side, does give up the base hit, and we head to the ninth. It's all Cotuit 15-5. Reeves Jackson, Daniel Coates back with you. Final frame of baseball, top of the ninth. Garrett Coe back out there against Suggs, Donlin, and Jace Grady. And to take you through the final frame is Daniel Coates.
15-5. Coe still in a first pitch inside for strike one. This is Matthew Suggs' fifth appearance at the plate. He has a homer, a walk in the third, a strikeout in the sixth, and he scored on a base knock back in the seventh. It's 1-1. And a disappointing night at Bourne Park. 15-5. The Braves trail in game one that was all Cotuit. That one taken hard to center. Joe Lampe there. Base knock for Suggs. He continues his hot streak.
Yeah, Suggs now his third base hit of the night. 2 singles and a home run to his credit. Pretty darn good night, if I do say so myself.
He's hitting the ball hard, and they might be looking for more than 10 runs to pad their lead.
Well, if you're Garrett Coe, you just need to get the Braves here out of the ninth inning. You use 4 pitchers.
The crowd slowly trickling out towards the parking lot. Oh, on the inside, that's going to be a strike. No one. That fastball misses high. This is Matt Donlin. His only hit coming in the sixth. He also scored from that. Coe getting his first look in the Cape. He has to worry about Suggs now at first. That one taken high. It should be a pop fly in the infield. Dalton rushing. Coming in, or I should say, that is actually
Jarvis.
Jarvis. Interesting. He's now at first base for the Braves.
Dallas Baptist University, number 4, Jace Grady.
Jace Grady stepping in. He had a home run in the last inning, or I should say in the top of the seventh in his last appearance. Coe looking at Suggs, the lefty. A weak blooper going back, nap check. He's got it on the backtrack.
Nice job there by Christian.
1 out away. The Braves will have one final opportunity at the plate.
Now batting, the third baseman.
Yeah, hoping to just build on some offensive success, maybe string together a few hits in the 9th inning. And then you go into tomorrow into Cotuit. And that is going to be a tough environment to play in. You see how well the Cotuit fans travel tonight. They are going to be raucous and loud tomorrow at Lowell Park.
Low and inside. Figueroa now at the plate. He had a bunt base knock. 1-1. 2 outs, top of the 9th. Taking over for Hector Alejandro. Fastball low and inside. Not a ton of velocity, but good accuracy from in the top of the 9th. 1-2. Now 2-2, and feeling a bit more comfortable and looking more comfortable, it seems, on a quiet, cool night at Bourne Park. We're going to be, as Reeve said, at Cotuit tomorrow, 4 o'clock. Swing and a miss. Down goes Figueroa, and that should do it. And after everyone kind of hesitant, mine's not necessarily in the game, but we're going to go to the bottom of the 9th. One final opportunity in a 10-run deficit to get some runs across the board.
From Belmont University, number 39, Logan Jarvis.
The 9-1-2 due up in the bottom of the 9th. A lackluster performance here for the 1 spot. Bourne Braves against the Cotuit Kettleers in Game 1 of this best-of-3 West Division Championship, where the Braves were awarded the West Division crown in the regular season before the game. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, got all the trophies, got the hardware, but got to come out tomorrow and play a lot better playoff baseball.
0-1. Now 1-1 for the Belmont kid who just arrived this past week. We saw him in his first start at Hyannis. A few strikeouts on the plate for him. Now 2-1. How about Cohen completely taking over for Quinn Matthews and being as effective? 9 hits for the Braves tonight. That's not going to cut it if they want to get away with a win tomorrow at Lowell Park. And it's really been the story of the bats. You know Cotuit has this in them. But it seems every time one person brings the bats, that's taken high and deep to right. Will it get over? Bouncing off the fence. Jarvis heading for second. Will he think about 3? No, he puts on the brakes at second. A double in the bottom of the 9th.
How about that from Logan Jarvis? That was one of the deepest balls we've seen hit here at Bourne Park, and for a minute thought that was going to get out. Hit, right at that Curry College banner right there, right off the base of the wall. That ball hit the wall on the fly. Nice job there by Jarvis. That's what I'm talking about. Have some solid at-bats, get some base hits, carry some momentum into tomorrow's game. Because I promise you there is such thing as going out quietly into the night and then not showing up the next day versus stringing a few hits together. And that leaves a good taste in your mouth leaving the field.
Nap check for the 5th time. He watches a first pitch strike. Nap check on the day, grounded to short in the 1st. Had a base knock in the 3rd, grounded to short in the 5th, and reached on an error. Swing on the 0-1, now 0-2. Just missing on the inside,
Yeah.
1-2.
Yeah, good spot there from Cohen, from George Washington. George Washington is in D.C., that's correct, right? I assume so.
I believe it's in Virginia.
In Virginia, okay. Well, okay, that's close enough.
They got him
wow.
at first.
Oh.
Wow, that was bang, bang.
Oh, my.
Given to the Kettleers. I actually, now that you say it, I believe, yes, that is in Washington, D.C. That is. It's almost like the BU of Washington, D.C. It's
Okay.
right downtown.
Now batting, the third
It's
baseman
very
from Kansas
hard.
State University,
It's right in the
number
middle
11,
of downtown
Nick
Washington,
Goodwin.
D.C.
Okay.
Nick Goodwin taking over for Max Anderson. Max had a double that was taken over the head of Jace Grady. That was when the sun was going down, the shade as well as the light, making it really difficult for the outfielders.
Yeah, just Grady seemed like he misplayed it a little bit. Came in, ball was carrying out there. Even Tanner Schobel's ground roll double today. The ball has been carrying tonight at Bourne Park. Not much wind to speak of here tonight.
A 1-0. Nick Goodwin well and outside for a guy that we might be seeing potentially in the lineup tomorrow. The only guy that I can think he would step in for really is Hunter Jump. That would be in left field.
Yeah, very well could see Goodwin on the lineup. That's a good point. I wouldn't be surprised if Goodwin was in left field tomorrow.
2-1, taken foul, 1 out.
Thing is for Cotuit, too, we talked about them losing Jake Brooks and Dalton Rogers, Southern Miss kid and UCLA kid. Obviously, we saw Jake Brooks no-hit us through 4 2/3. Braves ended up breaking through and getting 3 off of him, thanks to an RBI double by Napchek and a 2-run homer that was followed by Max Anderson after Peter Burns broke up the no-no. That was, I believe, the second home game the Braves had against Cotuit, and they beat the brakes off them in the third one. But Jake Brooks, arguably their best pitcher, likely out with what we heard is maybe a bit of a hip impingement. So,
Which
should
would
be interesting to see how Cotuit attacks the Braves tomorrow via the pitching staff.
a UCLA pitcher who we actually had success with.
Yeah.
3-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Goodwin once again. One more out. Dalton rushing with a man on third.
Now batting, the catcher from the University of Louisville, number 20, Dalton Rushing.
Dalton rushing struck out his first 3 appearances to the plate, and he singled back in the 7th. One more opportunity.
Yeah, that
leaving
single.
with a good taste in his mouth, hopefully, going into Cotuit.
Yeah, single brought in Napchek.
Swing and a miss on a beautiful breaking ball from Cohen.
Yeah, rushing 3 strikeouts tonight. It's been a bit baffled at the plate outside of that last single that came in the 7th.
One and one.
Wow. Rarely do you see that. that late of a grant. Mike Roberts is going to come out. Oh, come on now. It's a 10-run game.
Well, Mike Roberts having some words.
I mean, come on now. It's a 10-run game. I mean, yes, is it a bit of a question mark that he called the hit by pitch so late? Yes. It was a very late hit by pitch, almost like Dalton Rushing said, yes, it hit me, and he said, okay, it hit you, good on to first. That's a little weird. You don't really see that too often, but come on, Mike. It's 15-5.
Roberts makes his way back to the dugout. It's just the type of coach he is. Even with a 10-run lead in the bottom of the ninth, with 2 outs, he's going to fight for every inch he can get his Kettleers. Inside to Tanner Schobel.
Well, I guess that's honestly what makes Mike Roberts, as you mentioned, best of the best.
And
he and Harvey Shapiro are in a class of their own in this league.
Oh, most certainly.
I mean, I say that frustratingly.
An RBI single for Tanner Schobel. It's 15-6. Dalton Rushing advances to second. And how about, for as bad as a day that it's been for the Braves, Tanner Schobel continues to stay hot. That's why Harvey Shapiro has put him in the 4 position. That's his 3rd hit of the day.
Yeah, he has been phenomenal, hasn't he? 3 for 5 for Schobel. Just a strikeout and a flyout the 2 times he's gotten out. A double, a ground rule double, a single, and another single. Tanner Schobel has been phenomenal and clearly has been the Braves' best hitter down the stretch of this season. Back to Roberts. I was going to say that's what makes him so incredible is it doesn't matter the score. I was telling Nick had a problem with Mike Roberts bunting up by 8. I said, the game's not over. You need as many runs as you possibly can. So I don't blame Mike. I mean, it's frustrating because we're down by 10, but don't blame Mike for trying to. You gotta protect your teammate, or you protect your kids, your players. So
the Cotuit fan base on our right can smell victory. They're gonna have to wait as that one drifts outside. But the Cotuit Kettleer fan base making some noise, recognizing that this could be their moment to capture game number 1 on the road. The 1-2. Fouled off. Lucas Costello takes one behind the net. Stays at 1-2. One and two, 2 outs. Men on first and second. A slow clap developing to our right from the Kettleers faithful. 1-2. This one taken high to right center. Coming in is Noah Bridges. That's going to end it. Cotuit takes over and defeats the Braves in dominant fashion, 15-6. And they take game 1 heading to their home in Lowell Park. And the Braves tomorrow are going to have to go into a hostile and rowdy environment, trying to play party spoiler and trying to extend this to get us back here at Bourne Park for game 3 on Sunday. It's going to be a tall task. 15 runs for the Kettleers and a tough outing for Michael Sansone. They never looked back after that.
We talked about it being Goliath versus Goliath as far as the matchup with the Braves pitching staff with the best ERA in the Cape. And the Cotuit Kettleers offense, which not only do they have the most runs scored in the Cape League in the regular season, but as we talked about, 66 runs over their final 7 games of the season. And now in 4 of those games, 5 now, I should say, have they put up double digits in the run column. 5 of their past 8 games, double digits. How about that? That's an offense that's hard to slow down. The Braves somehow did it by allowing them to score just 1 run. So tomorrow, you got Austin Parsley on the mound. I think it's going to be, all backs against the wall. You're going to be using anybody to come out with the win because you have to. You just got to get back to Bourne Park here for Game 3 on Sunday. Not the outing you hope for, but in my opinion, you get your best pitcher in Austin Parsley going tomorrow. Of all the pitchers, as far as starters, Eric Adler obviously won relief pitcher of the year for a reason, but Parsley, as far as starters goes, hard to beat Austin. So Braves bats got to be awake, and the key to tomorrow, I think the Braves have to strike first.
4 o'clock tomorrow at Lowell Park. Game 2 of the West Division playoffs. Brewster defeats Harwich by a score of 2-0. And Cotuit comes in and defeats the Braves by a score of 15-6 here at Durham Park. If this is our last time, Reeves, on camera, it's been an absolute pleasure. We hope that this isn't. We hope to be back here on Sunday pending a game tomorrow at 4 o'clock. For our broadcast team, for Reeves Jackson, good night, everyone. Go Braves. We'll see you tomorrow on our audio-only live stream on YouTube. You can find us on our YouTube link. We'll be back tomorrow. And thank you all for listening. And go Braves.